For the last defender. And just...
Hi everybody, welcome back to Where Were You When It Mattered. Alright guys, alright. This week I'm going to touch base on something I kind of a little late on, but I've been thinking a lot about it lately, so I really want to touch base. And that's two things. That's two major things that just happened, right? The first thing is going to be the mayoral win in New York for Mandani, right? Oh my God. Oh my God, let's just talk about a second just how fantastic of a thing that is. Just the win itself, insane, right? Historic win, all right? So let's just give him the props he deserves on that win, all right? And let's talk about the significance of that, right? Now, we already all knew that New York has been a blue city, has been a liberal city for... Geez, I don't even remember how long, but that's just how it's been, right? We've known this. We've known this, all right? Now, the fact that he won is also showing the fact that now New York is also willing to move into the next step in the progressive movement, right? Right? Now, I think that's going to be fantastic, right? Because if I were to align myself with any political party, I would have to say I'd be more progressive than anything else. I don't really like to align myself with any political party in general. I don't consider myself Republican. I don't consider myself Democrat. I don't even really consider myself progressive. But if I had to lean a certain way, I would definitely have to say progressive, just because a lot of their ideas and their ideals line up with my own. See, but with myself, again, I don't really buy into any specific political party in general. I'm more about the people, not a party. All right? A party is going to, again, you're going to have to align with all these ideals and just kind of buy into it. We can see that happening right now with the Republican Party, basically in the cult that they belong to, where they just blindly follow this leader and whatever spews out of his mouth. Right? Now that is the path that I never want to go down. All right? Now that's just an extreme example of it. All right, the MAGA crowd, let's face it, they've been lost. There's no coming back. They've drank the Kool-Aid. There's no saving them. And that's a path I never want to go down. So hence the reason I never align myself with a party. Because if you ally yourself with a party, again, you're basically aligning yourself with whoever they put in front of you and say, hey, vote for this person, blindly follow whatever they say. This is just how it's going to be. And I never will be in that situation. So, back to the original point. I think it's fantastic that New York is moving down that path. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, he's a socialist. But in a way, a lot of the U.S. policies that we already have are socialist policies. We just choose to ignore the fact that they are socialist policies, and we just, kind of brush it under the rug and turn a blind eye to it. And I know a lot of people, like especially again Republicans, are like, well, this is why we need to end these programs and end the socialist programs and whatnot. But these are programs that literally help millions of Americans on a daily basis. These Americans depend on these programs. Perfect example again is going to be SNAP, right? Hundreds, millions of people are losing benefits to SNAP, including Republicans. And you guys didn't realize that until it affected you. And then you realized, oh my gosh, this wasn't a good idea. What do I do now? You're dependent on a socialist program. You just refuse to acknowledge it. It's wild, right? Wild. Anywho, I just think it's a fantastic sign that Americans, the younger generations, these millennials, these Gen Zs, all these younger people coming up are starting to realize that they do have the power to change things, that they do have the power to win elections, that they do have the power to, finally take power in these political positions. And this is a fantastic sign. This is a fantastic sign. Now, let's get to Nancy Pelosi. Let's get to Nancy Pelosi and the fact that she announced the fact that she's not going to run for re-election. I love her. I love the work she's done. She's been fantastic in her job, in her role. But she's doing the right thing. She's not getting any younger. No, I'm not going to disparage her and say, oh, she's too old for her job. No, but what she's doing is she's making way for the next generation. She's stepping aside for that younger generation to come up and have their chance to change the world, to change this country for the better. So people like Mandani can have the chance to be in a political position. So the millennials and whatnot can have a voice, finally. And that's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's about time that this older generation that is stuck in the past, that is stuck in these old ideas, that is stuck in this old way of thinking, step aside and let the next generation, let the youth of America actually shape this country into what they want it to be. They are the future of this country. Not these ancient politicians sitting in office, acting like dictators in the White House, having these ideals from the 50s that they are trying to install in 2025, my guys. It's 2025. Let the next generation have their time in the sun. It's their time to take over. It's their time to shape the country. Because they're the ones who have to live in this country after all of us are gone, because we will be gone before them. These politicians that are in office right now, they are, again, not getting any younger. The next generation needs to take over. The next generation needs to step up. The next generation needs to come into power. The next generation needs to be the ones that lead this country, that shape this country. And we can already see it happening with these protests happening across the country. The No Kings protests. Oh man, do I love those. And I know the Republicans, again, they hated those, like, what are they protesting about? They're so crazy. We don't have kings. Do you not understand that it's in response to a tweet that the Oompa Loompa overlord sitting in that office right now put out himself, where he proclaimed himself the king? Do you guys just not pay attention to any of that? Do you not get that? And are you just turning a blind eye to the fact that this man has literally said that he has a plan to run for a third term? A third term. Yeah, because that's in the Constitution, right, guys? But, again, Republicans and the MAGA crowd are literally willing to bend the Constitution as long as it's for their own good. They will fight tooth and nail to make sure the Second Amendment goes nowhere. But the First Amendment can be bent if it hurts their feelings. You can take a comedian off the air if it hurts your feelings. The Oompa Loompa overlord can force the FCC to pressure these television stations to stop carrying people because it hurt his feelings. He can press the DOJ to pursue criminal charges because his feelings got hurt. It's time for these older politicians to step aside and let the younger generation have their time. Let them have their time. All right? We need change. We need progression. We need hope. We need somebody that's actually going to do something, that actually has a plan. Not somebody that's going to promise things over and over and over again. Oh, if I only had enough time. Bro, you're in your second term. Now you want a third, so you get more time. What are you going to accomplish? Nothing. Just like you've already done. Absolutely nothing except for tear this country apart. Let the younger generation take over. It's time. Alright guys, alright, that's all for this week. Now again, I know all the Republicans and everybody else can have their little meltdowns in my comments, go right ahead, it doesn't bother me none. For anybody else that enjoyed what I have to say, please, please, please do like this video, please do comment on this video, please do subscribe to my channel, guys. I really, really would appreciate that. I have plenty more to say about plenty other subjects. So, until next time, I'll see you guys then.